motherfucker.
What's up, fam? Welcome back to my channel. As you all know, I'm Sheree Monique, and today I just wanted to sit down and take a second to give y'all a story time. I was sitting here cleaning up and everything. I know I look a little sweaty, but
I'm sweaty.
Where at?
On my butt crack and my balls and everywhere.
but sorry. Yeah, I'm looking a little sweaty and everything because I was cleaning up today. And I was like, yo, let me give y'all a story time. It's been a minute. It's been like a month and a half. And I was like, dang, that's kind of bad. Because I ain't gonna lie, I got story times for days. And other, content I do want to put out. However, I just been busy, y'all. I'm working on this project. You all will hear about that later. I mentioned it before in my earlier days of, I mentioned it before roughly a year ago. But the countdown is really happening, y'all. It's close, so stay tuned. But without further ado, let's hold up. Before we get into this story time, I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and subscribe and like this video, because I think y'all gonna like this one. This particular story time is it's a little funny, yo. It was when I was a little bit younger, but it's a little funny. Without further ado, let's get into the story. Alright, y'all, so this particular story time took place when I think I was a sophomore in college. My very first ex-boyfriend and I, we had taken a break because, we were actually broken up. I had left him for a little bit because he was doing some goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And if you all want to hear a story time about that, man, that dude was a whole series. So if y'all want to hear about that, just let me know down in the comments. Like I said, I broken up with my ex. I really was keeping to myself a whole lot. And let me give y'all the backstory. So this story involves myself, of course, one of my homeboys. Well, we were like best friends then, so I'm going to call him Mike. Mike and I, we had been friends since high school. I think I met him in middle school, and then we became like really close in high school. Like, we attempted to date. It didn't work out. I was just like, you know what, let's just be friends. So after we graduated and everything, we kept in touch or whatever. But some craziness started taking place. Once I hit college, I started dating this guy. Had to fall back from my homeboy Mike because the guy I was talking to, he was his own on another level. Like I said, let me know if y'all want to hear about that. But here it is, Mike and I, we cool and everything. We literally were like really tight. Like, we would call each other, we would hang out. I knew his mom knew me, knew his family and everything. Like, everything was cool. Now, like I said, in high school, it didn't work out, and it was because Mike was a little lover boy, but he was the type that everybody was cool with. So it was like you couldn't stay mad at him for long. Like, he did his little silliness. I was like, you know what? Let's just stay friends. I want to be friends with you. I don't want to, compromise our friendship, so let's do that. He was like, no, let's talk. I was like, nah, let's just be cool. He was like, all right, cool. I'd rather have you a friend than to not have you, as anything at all. I was like, likewise. I was extremely busy in school. I mentioned it a lot, and it was because it was literally, oh my God, school was crazy. I ain't really had time to do a lot, but whenever I did find time to have to myself, go out or whatever, or chill with people, I would like seize the opportunity. So this particular incident, it was about 2 incidents that led up to this major one. So I remember one time, me and Mike, we decided to go out. One night we ended up going to, I think the first time we ended up going to, I want to say, the movies. And that night I decided to drive. It was another one of Mike's friends was coming, but he couldn't make it. I think he had to had to work or something. So he couldn't make it. So Mike and I was like, okay, cool, whatever. We just gonna go ahead and go. So we ended up going to the movies. We watched, it was some action movie because he and I, we was like into action stuff like that all the time. And then after we came out, while we was in the movie theater, Mike kept getting a bunch of phone calls. Now, at this time, Mike and I was hanging out so much, I didn't know anything about anybody else. I just thought he and I was just cool. Like, I really not trying to sound, selfish, but I didn't really care what was going on because it was never brought to my attention. So here it is. Mike And we're outside. We're walking out the movies. I remember he went to the restroom. I went to the restroom. But this whole time, Mike kept getting like phone calls. And I saw him ignoring. I was like, yo, you need to get that because somebody's trying to get in contact with you. He was like, nah, man. It's not even worth it. Don't worry about it. I was like, all right, cool, man. So once we were done, we headed to the car. Now, as we're walking out to the car, incident number one. So I'm getting in on the driver's side. He's getting in on the passenger side. So right here, this is the movies building. I'm parked this way. My car is facing the building. So Mike is getting in on the passenger side. I'm getting in on the driver's side. I go to buckle up my seatbelt. Next thing I know, I look up and I see some I don't even remember the type of car it was. But this car, it just came out of nowhere. It was like, and the car just drove up, and the car drove around. Literally, the car did an entire circle around my car and then parked on Mike's side. I was like, what in the world? Who is this? Mike was like, yo, Ree, go. Drive, motherfucker! I was like, what you mean, go? Nah, who is this circling the car? Next thing I know, I see the window come down. I'm not going to move because I'm trying to figure out who it is. That's another story. I was trying to figure out who it is. I was like, yo, who is this? Next thing I know, I see some crazy looking girl. I see this chick. Yo, I know you see me calling you, and who is this? And da-da-da-da. She was like going all crazy like that, fussing. I was like, yo, who is this? So I go roll down the window, and I was like, what? And then she was like, get out the car right now. Now, mind you, she won't talk to me, because that's a no-no. She won't talk to me. But she was talking to Mike. Mike was like, yo, Ree, please pull out. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I start the car, and zoom, I'm gone. So I pull off. I'm looking for the car. I was like, yo, who is that? He was like, man, let me tell you, Ree. He was like, let me tell you. I was like, okay. Tell me, what's up? He was like, yo, that's my ex. I was like, okay, well, I ain't never heard nothing about this one, so what's her name? He was like, her name is Kay. I was like, okay, so what's up with Kay? I mean, why she... I said, yo, first and foremost, how in the world did she know we would come to the movies? He was like, man, I don't know, she crazy. Crazy. He was like, I done broke up with her. Like, I don't talk to her no more, this, that, and the third. He was like, she just crazy. He was like, yo, keep going. He was like, I don't know if she following us or not, but just don't go straight. Don't go straight to my house, man. Just go in circles. I was like, first of all, gas ain't free. And he was like, man, I got you. Don't worry about it. I was like, all right, you sure do got me. So here it is. I know, man, we were driving around and we were just talking. He was telling me how crazy she was or whatever, and how she didn't want to let him go and she just wanted to hold on to him or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, shoot, is it that bad? He was like, it's that bad. I was like, yo, well, you might need to get a little restraining order, because I was like, what just took place was a little crazy to me. So then he was like, don't even worry about it. He was like, that's not going to happen no more. He was like, I don't know what's up with her. She acting crazy, whatever. I was like, you sure something ain't going on between y'all? Because I was like, for her, I said first, and I was still stuck on the fact that she knew where we were. I was like, first of all, how she find us? I said, second of all, if y'all ain't talking no more, I mean, why she really tripping like that? Now, being that he and I were really close and real cool, I somewhat took his word for it, but in the back of my mind, I was like, this dude probably lying. So eventually, we did go to his house. I ended up, it was a bunch of people there. I remember we ended up going to his, well, it wasn't a house, it was an apartment. But we ended up going to his apartment. He was like, Bree, thank you, whatever, and he handed me some money or whatever. He was like, look, I'm sorry for getting you involved in it. He was like, I just don't know what to do about her. I was like, well, man, just get a restraining order, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, but nah, I don't want to do all that, because it's
so you
gonna cause too many issues and like want. He was just going in. I was like, okay, do you, but don't be having people pop up on me like that, because I don't like stuff like that. And mind you, at this time, I had to be about 19 going on 20, so that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? She just, I don't know, I knew who we were. So he was like, yo, Ree, I apologize. That mess ain't gonna happen no more. I said, all right, cool. Now, by now, it's getting kind of late. So I'm like, all right, man, you gonna get out my car? Because he was just sitting there looking. And I'm like, yo, you good? You gonna get out the car? He was like, man, Rhea, I don't know. She might pop up again. I was thinking to myself, well, I don't know what to tell you, but you gotta go. He was like, all right, Rhea, all right, I'll hit you up later. It is getting kind of late. So he got out. So some time had passed, maybe 1 or 2 weeks or whatever. He and we had been talking, texting, like always. I was in my room, I was studying, and I was living in student housing, but off campus. And I was studying for, I want to say stats, because it sounds good. And I remember my phone started like going off. So I glanced at my phone, it was a blocked call. But whenever it came to blocked numbers, I didn't answer them. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly thought it was my ex still trying to get in contact with me. I saw it was a blocked call, I glanced at the phone, put it down, I continued to study. Within maybe 2-3 minutes, it was another blocked call. After that, the blocked calls just started coming back to back to back to back. And it was like ridiculous. So I was about to cut off my phone, turn my phone off, but then I said, no, let me answer this. So I was like, hello. Initially, the person didn't say nothing, and then they just hung up the phone. I was like, see, that's why I answer block numbers. So next, I put the phone down. I was literally turning off the phone when it started ringing again. It was the block number. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm in my office, and my office is right here by this window, and traffic is going by. So if you hear that outside, act like you don't, okay? So I answered the phone. That time, I was like, hello? So the voice was like, is this Cherie? I said, well, I don't know. You called me. Who's this? This is Kay. Is this Cherie? And I said, Kay. Now, at that time, I wasn't even thinking about nobody named Kay. I wasn't even thinking about what was going on. All I was thinking about trying to pass this test. I was like, Kay? I was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is Cherie, but you got the wrong number. No, I don't. Now, I started sensing a little attitude. I was like, all right, now, what you want? She was like, do you remember me? I said, well, again, I don't know no Kay. Like I said, I wasn't lying to her. Like, I wasn't thinking about her. Like, I wasn't thinking about her. She ain't had nothing to do with me. I ain't had nothing to do with her. I ain't care. So she was like, well, this... I said the name. She was like, this is Mike's girlfriend. I was like, Mike? I said, Mike don't got a girlfriend. Mike do got a girlfriend, and it's me. And I need to talk to you about such and such. I said, hold on, little baby. I don't do that. I was like, if you got questions, ask him. She was like, well, he won't tell me, so that's why I'm asking you. I said, you know what? You get smart with me. One more time, I'm going to hang up on you. All right, don't do that. Don't do that. I apologize. I'm not even, like, mad with you or trying to da-da-da. So she was giving me all this information or whatever. She was telling me why she called. So I ain't going to lie. I was literally about to hang up on her, but I really wanted to see what she had to say. So what did I do? I listened. So she was talking to me, y'all. And she's like, yeah, well, I just need you to know this. I am his girlfriend, and I didn't appreciate him being with you the other night, and this, that, and the third. And I was like, well, Miss K, I apologize. However, I don't have nothing to do with that. First of all, I didn't even know you existed. She was like, what you mean you ain't know I existed? I was like, he never spoke of you. And I was like, me and Mike, we've been cool since forever now. I was like, he's never mentioned your name. And I'm going to keep my comments to myself. She was like, well, I am his girlfriend, and I just want to know how y'all know each other. Like, baby, we kind of knew each other in middle school. We became real close in high school. We tried to date. It didn't work. Bam, here we are. We friends. She was like, oh, because every time I turn around, he always texting and messaging you and this, that, and the third. Like, she was just going on and on and on. I'm like, damn, Mike. And the thing that bothered me about that was the fact that I've always been straightforward with Mike. However, a lot of times Mike wasn't straightforward with me, and then he and I will get into it, bump heads, don't talk for a while. Then we run into each other, and then boom, we just pick up where we left off. She was like, yeah, I just feel like it's disrespectful or whatnot for y'all to be talking because y'all used to talk, and from my understanding, he still wants you. I said, oh, no, he don't. She was like, yes, he do. Because I even heard him talk about it. And he and I got in an argument and a big altercation about it. I was like, hey, Miss K, I ain't got nothing to do with that. So long story short, we had our little conversation. I did somewhat get a little upset because in the conversation, she was like, yeah, when we were arguing, he sit here and told me, no, you were the one that wanted him and this, that, and that. I was like, baby, no, I don't. I was like, at that moment, I didn't want anybody. I was like, I just got out of a relationship. I am good right now. I'm not worried about nobody. She was like, oh, and by the way, I got a baby on the way. And then literally like that, y'all, a switch went off and she broke down crying. So I'm sitting on the phone like, cause I didn't know what to do. I was like, hey, you okay? No, I'm not effing okay. I'm tired of him doing this, that, and the third. So we had our little conversation or whatever, and she got off the phone. So next thing I know, he might end up calling me. And I was like, yo, I ain't gonna never study tonight. I picked up the phone for I was like, yo, man, what's up? He was like, yo, Cherie, look, I'm not trying to stress you out, but did Kay call you? I was like, yeah. And I said, it's mighty funny that you calling right after her. So then he was like, I'm sorry, this, that, and the third. I said, you know what? I said, I'm kind of feeling some type of way because I said, you know, me and you been cool like forever now. I said, but the thing that's getting me is this. I was like, yo, number one, y'all still together? He was like, no, we not. I said, come on, Mike. I was like, this. How did she get my phone number? And then he just froze up. All right, Reed. I ain't gonna lie. This the situation. So Mike came clean. He was like, yeah, we been talking off and on. He was like, but she been acting so foolish. He was like, I'm tired of it, and I want to be with her, but sometimes I don't. I said, okay. I said, number two, I said, she told me that you still have feelings for me. He was like, man, Bree, let me tell you. So then he get into the conversation and start telling me, he get on the topic about how it came about. And I was like, dang. I was like, so is that really why we've been hanging out a lot? He was like, wait, no, yes, that's why we've been hanging out. But he was like, because I know you just got in a relationship, but I just wanted to see if we could try again. I was like, man, no, like, look at what you got going on now. So then he started spilling his little heart out. He was like, yo, Ree, I ain't gonna lie, I never got over you. And then after he was done, I was like, I mean, okay. I was so young and dumb. I was always in like retarded relationships. Anyway, that was back then. It ain't happening now. He was like, well, Ree, you know, I am sorry. This, like, I don't even know how she got on my phone. I said, yeah, well, according to her, y'all still messing around. Then I said, in 3, she told me you got a whole baby on the way. Man, dead silence. So I was like, hello? He was like, I'm here. I was like, yo, why is it that I tell you, shoot. Let's try again. I was like, yo, why is it that I tell you literally everything about my life and you keep stuff a secret, man? He was like, well, you know, like I said, man, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to keep anything a secret. It's just that I didn't want her. I was going to try to work it with you and da-da-da, but now you don't want me. And I said, come on, Mike. You know how it is. Right now, I'm not in a good space to even be anybody's girl, anybody's date, anybody's whatever like that. And I was like, number 2, you ain't in the space either. You got crazy people following you. So he was like, well, yeah, you right. So then after that, we talked a little bit. And then, like, I kind of fell back some because it wasn't because of her. I wasn't worried about her. It was more so, like, dad, like, he still got these feelings. I don't want him to, like, develop this stuff. And then it's, like, this whole crazy fiasco going on. So, y'all, like I said, time progressed. He and I kind of fell back from him. However, one particular night, y'all, this boy's crazy. One particular night, he wanted to go out and grab some food. So I said, all right, cool. He was like, yo, Ree, let's lean. We need to talk this out. Like, you my friend. Like, I know stuff keep happening, but we need to talk it out. I was like, all right, cool. Like, when I said this was like a dope friendship, like, I didn't really want to lose him as a friend. So we ended up going out to eat. I think we went to Cheddar's. And then right after Cheddar's, we decided to go to the movie theater. And what happened? Again, I see her. Out of nowhere, I see a car. He's driving this particular night. I'm not driving my car. I was like, yo. And mind you, when we were at Cheddar's, we had discussed everything. And he was like, yo, I'm really not with her anymore. Like, she just doing the most. He wanted to link and talk. Yes. So by this time, he wanted to link and talk. He wanted to discuss everything. And we did. I've been having a lot of issues with her. He was like, one night I almost called the cops on her because she was acting so foolish. She was trying to beat on me because I was trying to talk to this other girl and want. I was like, see, first of all, you need to get your affairs in order, because that ain't cute. Bro, don't tell me that's her. He said, man, Ree, hold on. So next thing I know, he's dodging and weaving in and out of traffic. Her crazy tail doing the same thing. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there like, holding on to the little seats. I ain't holding on for my life. Head going like this. So after a while, we eventually lost her. I think a red light had caught her. He went through the red lights, and then he kept turning on some other little streets, and boom, after that we lost them. Once I realized we lost her, I was like, yo, take me home, and I'll talk to you later. He was like, Bree, I swear on everything, I'm not with her, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I said, yo, just leave me alone. Like, it was too much for me. I said, just leave me alone. So after that, we rode in a car in silence. He dropped me off at my house. And then next thing I know, I get a phone. Like, so once I get up in my room, I get a phone call. I look at the phone call. It was his mama. Now, remember when I told y'all we were really, really close? Like, I knew his mama, everything. Yeah, she had my phone number, all this stuff. Like, we were really close. So she called me and I answered. I said, hi. She was like, hi. I said, hi, Miss Judy. How you doing? She was like, I'm good, baby. How you doing? And I love her. Like, if I were to see her today, I would still walk up to her and give her a hug. It's been years since I've seen her. And, you know, she was like, hey, baby, how you doing? What's going on? Automatically, I knew what she was talking about. So I was like, Lord, here we go. So I break everything down to her. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love Miss Judy. However, she got boys. And you know how mamas are about the boys. I don't know what it is. Shoot, my mama is the same way about her son, okay? She was like, well, baby, don't let that break what y'all have. You know, I ain't want to cut her off, but I was like, Miss Judy, I was like, Miss Judy, we don't have that. And she was like, well, I've been praying and y'all gonna get this together. You know, Mike love you. I was like, whoa, Miss Judy, it ain't that kind of party. We just friends. So eventually she and I, we cutting up on the phone, laughing, joking or whatever. But she was like, yo, baby, I promise you, not together. They do have a baby, but she was like, other than that, that's it. I said, I don't know, Miss Judy. She was like, just think about it. He is so heartbroken over this. He's hurt. You told him to leave you alone, and he don't want to do that. And I said, yeah, I know. Yo, I care about him a lot, but it's just a friend thing to me. She was like, well, baby, just consider it. Think about it. Just at least call him. I said, all right. So, like I said, that night I did not talk to him. I didn't talk to him for a couple of weeks. Like, he was calling, texting. Even though, some days I would respond, some days I, really carry on with the conversation. Some days I wouldn't. He and I, we end up, linking up again. This night, I went to his house, and we were just in the parking lot. We were talking, we were chatting it up, and he broke everything down to me. Like, he was 1,000% honest. Like, he told me every single thing. So I was like, all right, cool, I respect it or whatever. It really started making sense. I said, okay, you could have been straightforward with me. You know what I'm saying? You could have did whatever. You could have been straightforward with me. I'm not your girl. Like, yeah, but I want you to be. I was like, no, homeboy, that ain't gonna happen. Like, you got too much baggage going on. I was like, maybe we could entertain it in the future, but as of right now, no. He was like, hey, do you need anything to drink? And I was like, yeah, man, I do want something to drink. I said, matter of fact, let's go to Cookout right across the street. He was like, all right, cool. Well, let me go and get my wallet. He was like, this on me. I was like, don't think this a date, cause it ain't. He bust out laughing. He was like, I got you. I know it's not. So we go in his house literally for like 2-3 minutes. We come out, we laughing and joking and stuff. All I hear is, Mike, I know you not. I said, what? I look up, and here it is, Kate. I know you not. So I'm already mentally preparing myself. Like, all right, Reed, I guess we're gonna do this tonight. Don't tell me. Oh, don't. Who the F is this? And then I said, ma'am, I'm right here. She was like, I want to hear Mike say it, because Mike always lie. I was like, well, hey to you too. So then she talking to Mike. Man, y'all, I didn't tell you the spot, but she had a whole baby on her hip. Baby may have been 1. I don't know. Not even. I'm looking at the baby because the baby was crying and trying to figure out what's going on. I'm standing there trying to figure out what's going on. So me and the baby looking at each other. I'm looking at the baby looking at me. I'm looking at her mama, the mama looking at him, and then he looking at the mama and me. So we just all standing there looking crazy, right? Well, I cut it off and I said, I'm Cherie. Hold on. I know you not Cherie. she looked me up and down. This is Sheree. This is how you do me. I said, yo, Mike, y'all still together or something? She was like, yeah, we still acting together. I said, okay, Mike, y'all still together, huh? He was like, no, we not. Like, yes, the F we are. We was just together last night, effing and everything. I said, Like that. So I'm just standing there again, the baby crying. I'm looking at the baby looking at me. I'm still like, getting in my defense mode because I'm like, yo, is she about ready to swing? Now I knew she wasn't gonna swing with the baby in her hand, but if she so happened to, I'm gonna be ready. So here it is. I'm starting to put like my right foot back, prepping myself. Next thing I know, she goes and put the baby on the ground. She looked at me. I'm looking at her. She stopped looking at me. She turned her attention. Kay turned her attention to Mike, and she just swung him. She was like, "Mom!" And I don't know if Mike saw stars that night, but I saw stars for him. She hit him so hard in the face, he stumbled back. He was like, "What in the world?" And I said, so now the baby on the ground crying. She done hit Mike. Mike trying to get his bearing. I'm thinking, okay, that's it. She ain't gonna hit him no more because she hit her kid hollering on the ground. No, y'all, she start tearing that head up all across the parking lot. So she beating on him, kicking him, punching him.
What is that? Oh shit! What is that?
Hitting him, slapping him, all this, that, and the third. Like, she going ham on him. Mike ducking, looking crazy. Looked like he was dancing and stuff. I ain't gonna lie now. When I sit here and think about it now, that jump was funny. But at that time, it was so embarrassing. So now I'm looking at them. I'm like, yo, y'all stop fighting. So I'm sitting there looking stupid. Yeah, y'all stop fighting. She's screaming and hollering. He yelling for her to get off. The baby on the ground crying. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. The baby crying, screaming, trying to reach for me. I'm looking like, girl, I don't know you. Lord, forgive me, but I don't know you. So she's screaming, Kay screaming, Mike yelling. He getting beat up and slapped and kicked and punched. Man, that man went rolling across her car. He was dodging her, trying to hit. Not to, get hit by. She done took shoes off, threw at him. So the next thing I know, I looked at the baby. I looked at my car, and I walked slam off. I can't say, although he has his ways, Mike has never put his hand on a female that I know of. Now, he was ducking her, trying not to hit it, and I mean, she was laying blow after blow after blow. So he was just taking it, man, and looking. Wait, let me talk, boop. Let me talk, boop. Let me boop. Why the hell get towed up, boy? I got in my car and dipped. Man, as I'm dipping, I still see that baby on the ground crying, looking around, people coming outside. Kay and Mike running all across the... I ain't never in my life, man. She done ripped the boy's shirt up and everything. So after this, y'all, I eventually... I ended up getting home, sat in my room. I thought about it and I just bust out laughing because I ain't never in my life seen nothing crazy like it. So, that's the end of the story, y'all. Mike and I haven't really spoken to him in a long time. I have no animosity, no beef with him. However, last time I thought they were still together or something. I don't know. They were together off and on. I don't know what's going on. But, like, for real, I have no issue with him. So, Mike, you know your real name. Mike, if you ever see this, man, I ain't gonna lie, homie. I laughed at you, man. It was funny. But I pray all is well. I hope you're doing good. I hope if you with Kay, I hope things working out. If you're not with her, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of my story. Crazy little story, man. That was the time the baby mama popped up on us. Yeah, so with that said, if y'all like this story, make sure y'all let me know in the comments or whatever. Oh, by the way, don't leave any negative comments because I don't rock with negativity here. This is all for pure entertainment. Like, I like making people laugh. I like making people happy. I like giving advice. I like being there for people. However, I don't deal with negative stuff. And I've been getting a couple of negative comments. So, some of y'all probably like, well, we ain't seen them. Yeah, y'all haven't seen them because I will delete them. But again, thanks y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. And hey, I'll see you again later. Bye.